Heating bills have been brutal this year. Faced with shutoffs, some Detroit residents trusted a preacher who had a program to keep the heat on.
Yeah, they say he took their money and guaranteed that he would take care of their bills, but he didn't. Here's problem solver Rob Wojcik with a Hall of Shame investigation. Rob?
This pastor's electric in the pulpit, so it might come as a shock that he's rarely current when it comes to paying his or anyone else's bills. Time for me to pull the plug on this power-promising preacher. Pastor Steve Lee is known for his scorching sermon, his burning words from the Bible. Pastor Lee can really fire up the flock. But now, this power-preaching pastor is in hot water. Hey, you're the pastor with the power. Hey, I need to talk to you. Hey, Pastor Lee. Whoa, what are you running from me for? Because some people are saying the hot-blooded reverend has a cold heart. So did he ever pay your bills?
Never. He never put a dime on anything.
He's an absolute scam artist.
Take me to church, I worship like a dog at the shrine of your life.
It's another cold, snowy winter day at Peters Rock Church in southwest Detroit. There's Pastor Lee clearing the snow so his parishioners can make it to church to watch him preach and praise from the pulpit. While it may be warm in church, it's freezing at Jacqueline's house because she just had her power turned off.
I'm trying to figure out what do I have to do just to get my services back on in my name.
Last year, Jacqueline needed some help with some big DTE bills. She saw an ad on a neighborhood Facebook page offering help. She called the number.
He told me his name was Pastor Stephen Lee, and he said he was from Peters Rock Church.
The pastor said he worked with Thaw, the Heating and Warmth Fund, a Detroit charity that helps thousands make it through the winter. According to Jacqueline, the pastor said his church and Thaw had a power program that would cost her a fraction of her current bill.
I asked him, was it okay if I came to his office? And he says, well, yeah, you can come to my office, but I'm kind of on the run right now, so if you want to meet me somewhere else that's more convenient, that'd be fine, which ended up being the gas station in southwest Detroit.
Pastor Steve Lee showed up at the gas station in a fancy new Camaro, and Jacqueline handed him this money order for $150. Jacqueline's power stayed on, but she was alarmed when her next DTE bill came.
He changed my account from my name to Metro Property Leasing or something like that.
Not only that, it was also a shut-off notice. And now, when she called DTE, they wouldn't really talk to her since the bill wasn't in her name.
I called him back and I said, well, you know, what do I do at this point now because I'm getting shut-off notices?
Pastor Lee said he'd take care of it, but he didn't. The power got switched off.
He got my services back on. I later got a bill. He wrote a $254 check. That was bad.
Her next bill came in yet another company name. And soon, on a below-zero January day, Jacqueline again lost her power. By this time, Jacqueline had a new job and money to pay her bills, but she couldn't get them back in her own name. She contacted Thaw for help. Lisa Coates says she never heard of Pastor Steve Lee, and Thaw, the Heating and Warmth Fund, sure didn't work with him or anyone else who wants you to pay for help.
We don't ask for any money. We don't do that.
Then Lisa heard from a lady in the same cold boat as Jacqueline.
That's how he gets people because he say he's a pastor.
Her name is Delicia.
He need to stop doing this and stop hurting people.
Delicia paid Pastor Lee $300 to keep her power on. Her DTE bills were changed out of her name to a company name as well, but shutoff was coming. And when she tried to get the bills back in her name, she was told,
I was supposed to pay off on my closed account on my bill plus pay off the amount he opened up in the new account for me.
Delicia says Pastor Steve Lee changed his phone numbers and she tried everything to find him.
He does keep giving me the runaround.
Pastor Lee's power program seems to be about taking delinquent personal accounts and changing them into dummy business accounts. Once one of the dummy business accounts is late, that name gets changed into a different dummy business. After a few months of this shell game, the people who live in the houses are not only out the money
money they paid Pastor Steve Lee, they're also in trouble with the energy company because they got to pay all those old bills. Pastor Steve Lee hasn't paid any of them.
Not paying bills seems to be something Pastor Steve Lee is good at. According to his 2010 bankruptcy, Steve Lee owed close to $300,000 in debts, including this, more than $600 to DTE. What? This preacher may be a great spiritual teacher, but the pastor is a disaster when it comes to paying child support. He's got 5 kids by 4 mothers and owes them thousands in back child support. And while he may get stuck trying to drive around a muscle car in a snowstorm, he shouldn't even be driving at all. He doesn't have a driver's license. Besides a ton of tickets, Pastor Lee, the guy who's going to take money from you to help you pay your bills, can't even pay his bills to the Secretary of State. He's bounced checks to them. Good Lord. The car he drives is registered in someone else's name. He has no address that seems to be good. The phone numbers for Peters Rock Church are all disconnected. I had a heck of a time finding this guy. He sure doesn't linger long at church. In fact, he comes in late, sprays on some high karate, and then heads inside surrounded by his followers. Heck, someone even carries his coat in for him. I tried to get this guy alone to talk to me for a month, and finally, last week, I saw him leaving the church. Now remember, Pastor Steve Lee doesn't even know what I want to talk to him about.
Pastor Lee. Hey, you're the pastor with the power. Hey, I need to talk to you. Hey, Pastor Lee. Whoa, what are you running from me for? Pastor Lee, talk to me. Holy smokes. Whoa, there's a lot of power in that car. And for your little power trip, Pastor, you're in the Hall of Shame. After Pastor Lee ran away from me, he deleted his Facebook account. I did eventually speak to him over the phone. He admitted he participated in the Power program, but put the blame on a friend. He promised an interview with me, but his attorney called on the day of the interview and said the pastor canceled. His attorney gave me this statement on Pastor Steve Lee. Steve Sharg says he loves his congregation and maintains his innocence. Boy, for an innocent guy, he sure runs fast. You, Monica?
So did the victims get their power restored and their bill situation straightened out?
Actually, yes, both Delicia and Jacqueline want to thank Thaw, the Heat and Warmth Fund, for working with DTE to untangle the mess they say Pastor Lee caused. And by the way, DTE is investigating.
I would love to hear what Pastor Lee is going to tell the congregation this Sunday.
If he shows up, he deleted his Facebook account.
Yeah,
Didn't show up for the interview.
Some preachers are asking for money for $64 million jets. Some people need money for child support. Amen. Thank you, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.